Hello, everybody. I am here with Tim Murphy, and he is ready to give you his incredible life resilience story. All right, Tim. So tell us, where are you going to begin on your life's journey of your story?
Probably just start from childhood, really,
Okay.
and just work up to 67 years later.
Wow.
Well, I will start with then being a child. I grew up in a family of alcoholics. My dad and mom both were bad alcoholics. My dad was a verbally and physically abusive dad, and just made the household hell. He would shoot guns in the house, and so I learned to play Connect the Dots, Homicide Edition, on the holes in the wall. And I told myself I'd never grow up and be like him, and I didn't, because I never shot a gun in the house. But
that's the only difference?
Yeah, that's the only difference.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
Yeah. I grew up, again, having all the alcohol. He would make it down in the basement. You're always going down and getting it. When I'd go visit my mom, it's like, hey, we were the beer runners or drink getters, and you're always, when you take it, you take a sip, you sneak a sip, and then when you get out there, they offer you a sip. And so that would be something I'd tell parents, if you're drinking, do not offer your children drinks.
No, I agree with that wholeheartedly. How old were you when you first started drinking alcohol?
Oh, probably preteen, or maybe right around that 13, because by the time I graduated high school, I was an alcoholic, depressed, low self-esteem, suicidal.
It is a depressant. Many people don't realize that.
And then, yes, being in the household I was in, and then doing that, yes, it just was not a good mix for anything.
So what was it like, your relationship with your dad and your mom, and growing up in that abusive environment?
Well, my mom, they divorced, and actually I lived with my grandmother, and that's where my dad would hold up at. I'll just say he didn't really live there, but he was there the majority of the time. I'd go visit my mom, and she lived in different places, and basically I could recognize her out of a crowd, but I didn't really know her as a caregiver and stuff. My grandmother she's a saint of a woman, and she was my caregiver, my father, my mother, my grandmother. She was everything to me.
What was her name?
Margie Murphy.
Margie Murphy.
Yeah, by the time I graduated high school, I was a mess. Had anger issues, low self-esteem. And then messed around for years after graduating high school, not doing anything, doing odd jobs, construction, baling hay, working in tobacco fields, doing stuff like that. And so finally, one of the things that made me join the military was talking to the older folks on the construction site, and they were saying if I'd have stayed in the military, all of them had been drafted. They said if I'd have stayed in the military, I'd have a retirement now. And they talked about how good their lives would be, much better than the path they took. And so that's what directed me to the Air Force. Well, to the recruiter's office anyway.
At what age?
I was 25 years old when I joined
so you were older when you joined.
I was an old man, and everybody knew my dad. And when I'd go try to get a job, they'd ask me, "You Fred Paul's son?" And I'd say yes, and that's it. That is over with. So that's why from graduating high school to 25 years old, I just did odd jobs and stuff, what I could get. So then I joined the military, and nobody judged me for that. I didn't have that background or anything, and I was making my own way for the first time in my life.
Wonderful.
Yes, it was. So I excelled, and become the Chief Master Sergeant, spending 30 years in the military. Loved it, and there was trials and tribulations during that time too, and again tied to my drinking.
Probably because you didn't necessarily seek therapy or any type of restoration internally based on everything you experienced as a child, right?
Right.
So did you get married?
Yeah, I tried that out a couple of
A
times.
couple times.
Yes, I just got a habit of attracting crazy women for some reason.
I have the
And,
same thing with men.
With
It's
men,
yep,
okay.
yep.
We
They're
need to
out
stay
there.
away from each other.
I learned my picker was broke a long time
Yes,
ago
yes.
for the pickings.
Mine too, and that's
Yes.
one of the reasons I'm single now.
Marriage will do that
Yeah.
to you. I mean, if you have triggers within, if you've lived a life and if it was negative in any type of way, a spouse can hit those very quickly.
Right. Yes.
It's just like children. Did you ever have kids?
Yes.
How
Had
many
three.
children?
I have three.
Oh, okay. How old are
Two
they?
boys and a girl.
Yeah.
They're in their 30s. My oldest is the girl, and she's getting ready to turn 40 this year.
Awesome.
Yeah, I can't believe that.
You don't look old enough for that, but
I
here you are.
appreciate that. Yeah, here I am.
Oh my goodness. So did they experience alcoholism as well?
No, as a matter of fact, none of them are alcoholics, and they really don't like drinks. You know, they'll have something socially, but not go out of hand. You know, like I did. The two, the girl and my youngest son raised up in my household. I did have another son. Well, all of them was born out of wedlock, and then I married their mothers. I do everything backwards, apparently. And so
you had the babies,
right.
Married the mothers later,
right?
Got divorces from both moms.
Yes.
Okay, got
yes,
you.
So I'm part of the problem. That I say they're crazy, and some people will listen to this and say, "Oh no, it's you." I'm guilty.
There's always two sides to every story.
Exactly.
I have learned this.
I would come home drunk, and my first wife would capitalize on it, being in the military, and call the first sergeant. People would come to the house, all that stuff. And at my first base, my squadron commander told me, "You got to leave. Your reputation's gone here. You got to leave." And so my chief in the squadron helped me get orders, and I went to Germany.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a wonderful place to get
It
sent
was.
to.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good assignment.
Did you get a divorce before you went to Germany?
No. See, that's the thing. The baby mama of my youngest boy and daughter was in the military at the time, and also PCS right there close. I was at Spangolem. She is over at Bitburg.
Oh.
And then the mother of my middle child was not military. She went back to her father's house, and so the whole time I'm in Germany, I'm trying to get a divorce, and she's changing lawyers every time, and so until I got back to the States, I couldn't get that finalized.
Okay.
And then that's when the mother of my two kids PCS'd also. I went to Barksdale after Germany and showed up there, and then that's where we got married. Is like we've been to 3 bases together. We got 2 children. I got to do the right thing.
Wonderful.
And
so
marry
you
her.
married her there,
Yes,
and then what happened?
Oh, just my drinking just continued. I didn't like coming home, so I'd go straight from work to the bar, then home. And
was it hard parenting? Is that why you didn't like going home?
No, I didn't like going home because of my spouse. I love my children. We got a good relationship. Even today, we got a good relationship. But it was my ex-spouse at the time there, my latest one, just spent all my money, every dime of it. Get paid on the 1st, be broke by the 10th.
Wow.
Get paid on the 15th, be broke by the 17th. And financially devastated me 3 times. The last time when I come out of Iraq, my house was in foreclosure. I'd already lost my retirement home that we was going to come to here in Colorado, and the car was in arrears, and so had to get all that fixed. And it still went bad, and that's when I said I can't do this anymore. And that was after 19 years of marriage.
Wow.
And just being broke and not having any money, not being able to go on vacations, not being able to treat the kids the way I'd like to have, and Christmases and stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
And just drinking heavily.
Right, trying to numb that all
right.
of it.
It was self-medicated.
Yep.
Yes.
Most people do that with alcohols, the self-medication, numbing. of all the pains that they're not willing to look at direct in the face.
Right.
So tell us, where did you come to a head with all of it?
Right. There's my childhood years, my military years. Then I retired from the military, moved back out here to Colorado. I'd been stationed here once before, loved it. So I moved back out here and got a job at NORAD Northcom, was still drinking, going to work drunk, increasing. And for the first time in my life, I didn't mind coming home. Because it's just me and my son.
Yeah.
And, if the house was a mess, it was my fault.
Yeah.
If all the money was gone, it was my
Your fault. Yep.
Exactly. I wasn't coming home after a 12-hour shift and having to start vacuuming, wash dishes, and clean the house.
Yes.
When I had somebody there all day long.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, my son got in trouble. Both my vehicles got confiscated. I was riding my motorcycle back and forth to work, and wintertime hit. A friend of mine let me borrow his car, an extra one he had. And so my drinking, driving, all that still continued. I wrecked that car and totaled it and almost killed myself.
Oh, wow.
I hit a divided highway sign. The sign came down on the car, crushed it down on my head.
Ooh.
I was about a mile away from home. I think the car only kept running because we were going, object in motion stays in motion.
Mm-hmm.
So I ran through that, it crushed the front of the car. I'm driving home like this, it's a mile. The next morning I get up, there's oil stains, it could have been followed from the wreck site to my house,
Wow.
And so I had to pay him for the car.
Of course.
So I bought a car that was totaled, that couldn't be driven, so I junked it. And that was about the time my son got sentenced to 30 years in prison.
Oh.
And so I made the decision to stop. Is like, I'm either going to be dead or in prison with him.
Yes.
And I'm his support system.
Yes.
So I started going to AA meetings.
Do you mind me asking why he went to prison?
Armed robbery and kidnapping.
Okay.
Yeah, big stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we're all overachievers in my family. We just go out there and do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
So you started in AA.
Yes.
Did that help you?
No, it did not.
Yeah, I haven't heard.
After every AA meeting, I went to a bar. And so it's just like, no, I can't do this. So one night, I've got a little shed on my property, and I'm out there, and I'm just piddling around. And my personality and the way I was all the time, oh, why did that happen to me? You're against me.
Mm-hmm.
That person did that to me. And, I had to sit there and I got to take responsibility. I wrecked that car. I was halfway responsible for the divorces, if not all the way, because of my drinking. And so I started taking responsibility for things. And then next, I was sitting there thinking about, all these people that I blamed for hurting me and doing me wrong. I started forgiving them.
Oh.
I didn't knock on their door, write them letters or anything. I did it sitting in my garage out there and just started forgiving everybody. And then the third thing I did was started being grateful. What am I grateful for? Well, I got divorced. I was in debt. It took me 7 years to pay off everything. I didn't declare bankruptcy. And now, I've got my credit score good enough. I got a car that is paid off, my house. It's not paid off, but, I was able to, my credit score was good enough to get the loan to get the house.
Yes.
I got good friends that support me. When I decided and went into the bar and told them I've quit drinking, they supported me. They didn't start dogging me or saying, well, one's not going to hurt you.
Yes, exactly.
And so then I started writing those things down, and that's how I come to the book. 7 Secret Pillars of Sobriety, What to Do When AA and 12 Steps Don't Work for You.
Oh, imagine that.
Imagine that. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. And so I wrote this book, and the 7 pillars, those are the things that I did. Some of the things are universal with AA, which is the forgiveness and stuff like that. And I think the forgiveness, it helps you with everything, road rage, all that stuff, and other things that can go wrong in your life. But doing the forgiveness and blessings, what has come into my life, what can I be thankful for? So now I bookend my days with thankfulness when I get up in the morning, and then when I go to bed at night, what had happened through the day. I'll be thankful for this podcast. I'll be thankful for you when I go to bed at night.
Oh,
and
that's amazing.
Yes,
thank you for that.
No problem. But when I set out my garage and did those things, that was another life-changing event.
Yes. How did you know to do that?
It just it just came to me. For your religious followers out there and stuff, I do believe it was a God moment of touching me, because I'd gotten 2 DUIs through the years, and I believe that was telling me, change your ways. And then the next time it was up, change your ways. Then the third time I didn't get a DUI, but I had a wreck and I almost killed myself.
Yes, you did.
And so, my life has been changed. It is so much better, again, with the forgiveness and the blessings of what's come into my life, what's good, and starting my day off with that changes the day. Do a little bit of stand-up as a hobby.
Yes. So what's your favorite type of comedy?
Clean comedy.
Clean comedy. I love that. I'm one of those that get lost in the whole other comedy, because I'm just like, that was funny, and I'm not laughing, and I feel awkward to be not laughing. So. Well,
that was some things I think about when I'm on stage, and go to a comedy club and do the open mics. The guys that go up and use the cuss words and stuff, they get bigger laughs. They get laughs and stuff, and then I go up and I don't use any profanity. I'll get some laughs, but it's nothing like the guys that use profanity. And it's like, that was your punchline?
Yeah.
So, okay, all right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So do you have anything else that you would like to share from your story?
Well, I think we pretty much covered everything from childhood to now, today. Do you think I've missed anything?
Well, I would like you to take a moment and look at the camera, and I would like you to speak to those who might be going through a similar situation with trying to release alcohol from their life, and they've come to the understanding that they need to do that. What are their first steps? What should they do?
I believe the first step is take 100% responsibility for your life. You took the first drink, you did it. It is you that can get yourself out of this. If you're going to AA and it's working, stick with it. But if it's not, again, I would suggest you go to Amazon, buy the book, 7 Secret Pillars of Sobriety. And that's what the first thing it starts out with, is taking 100% responsibility, owning what's going on. Talk about when they give sponsors and stuff like that. I don't believe in sponsors. The people that need to help you are the ones that love you the most. That's who you build your support group from, your loved ones that want the best from you. So you can talk to them when you're sober about what's going on. When you're drunk, nothing goes right. But when you're sober, they need to talk to you and show you the support and be there for you. That is you building your support group, again, taking 100% responsibility for your actions and who you are and what you've done.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Wisdom from Tim Murphy. This was great.
They can always reach out to me too.